The third book in the Mediator series is Reunion, and not much happens in this. This is probably the weakest story in my opinion, but it just continues to lay the groundwork of Suze and Jesse work really well together with helping ghosts cross over or forcing them over when they need to, but also laying the groundwork for their, romantic relationship. And at the end of this one, Suze gets really hurt because she doesn't listen to Jesse, she doesn't listen to anyone, and decides to go out on her own, and it's really bad. She almost dies and has to go to the hospital. Which brings us to book 4, titled Darkest Hour, and it is dark for a reason. Suze starts a job at a resort, basically babysitting for rich people on vacation that don't want to hang out with their children. And it is so sweet because who does she meet through this babysitting gig? But a cute little 8-year-old mediator. An 8-year-old kid who can see ghosts, and he's so scared that he doesn't know what to do, and all the other babysitters think he's an absolute menace because he doesn't want to do anything, he doesn't want to go outside, he just wants to stay in and be on his iPad, but not an iPad because... were there iPads in 2009? Maybe his iPod, I'm not sure. And it's really cute because this little kid gets wrapped up in the current ghost mystery of the book. And Suze helps him understand that not all ghosts are scary, and she helps him kind of overcome his fear, and it's really sweet. Even sweeter, she officially admits that her heart belongs to Jesse, which is the cutest. It's just the sweetest phrase ever. She's official, okay, I know I like him. Is she gonna do anything about it? No, because he's a ghost, and she's like, well, nobody's ever liked me before except creepy dudes, so it's never gonna work out. But it turns out that the little boy she ends up helping has an older brother that all the other babysitters at this resort are like, you should go on a date with him, Suze, because if you don't, I want to. And I'm just like, okay, he's blonde and rude. But his name is Paul, and he's okay in this book, but I will destroy him later. That might have been a bit intense, but I don't care. I love Jesse, I hate Paul. This is not a love triangle, this is another one of those, one dude is actually in love with the girl, and then the other is just a complete menace and needs to be taken out, okay? But yeah, here's what Suze thinks when she first sees him. Paul, and I quote, "The guy could sexually harass me anytime he wanted to, at least someone wanted to." Yikes, I didn't even like saying that out loud, but as much as this series is really fun, it also does not handle sexual harassment or just creepy dudes. It doesn't do that well. It feels very in your face and just oh, this is happening and it's okay. And it's no, this is not the early 2000s anymore. Might have been funny to make jokes about that then, but it's not, and it never was. As these books go on, I think she makes it clear that that behavior is not okay. But it is really weird hearing about it and having it be rationalized by a 16-year-old girl. And I really hope girls now and back then didn't read this and come to the conclusion that that was okay just because they thought the person harassing them was cute or hot. It's still not okay. And if you're me reading this book, or if you've read it too, you know Suze is already in love with Jesse. She hasn't admitted it to herself until this book. I'm gonna read you a quote, okay? And yeah, okay, the majority of guys I've met since moving to California have turned out either to have psychopathic killers stalking them or were actual psychopathic killers themselves. But that's not really a good excuse for falling in love with a ghost. And the ghost mystery in this one really makes up for the last one, because turns out Jesse's cousin, who he was supposed to marry, yeah, she's a ghost, and she comes back in town, and she wants to kill Suze. But also, the guy that she was really in love with, who killed Jesse, he also comes back. And then Suze, like, fights them on her roof, and it gets really intense. Unfortunately, Jesse's cousin, Maria, she got to live her happily ever after. Why she still got beef with Jesse? Just because he wanted to break up with her because he knew she was in love with someone else. She thought that would ruin her reputation when she literally had him killed and then married the murderer. Like, okay. But Maria is sneaky, okay? She gets into the head of the little kid Suze helping not be afraid of ghosts, and she has him / helps him do an exorcism to make Jesse go to purgatory or whatever. And this little kid thinks he's helping Suze because he thought Jesse was bothering her and that he was a bad ghost, and Maria was so nice, and he's only 8, okay guys? I get it. But Suze is pissed because she's like, that is not Jesse's fate. He can go to purgatory or wherever when it's his time. He can cross over, but in the meantime, he's mine. He's my best friend. I'm in love with him. He needs to come back right now. So what does she do? She performs a Brazilian exorcism on Maria and Hector. I'm still not really sure how this works because in this book it's described as Brazilian and voodoo. I would definitely read a different series if you want to learn more about how those actually work, or how, like, that mythology, if you look at it from that point, how that would work. But whatever ritual Suze does, and I do like how she does like an exorcism in the church, and it's not a church exorcism. The priest is pissed. I think that's hilarious. Suze did the ritual to like get rid of Maria and Hector, but also like leave her body so she could go to purgatory to look for Jesse. And I got 2 quotes for you from this. I mean, what do you wear to an exorcism? Love. She's very Elle Woods of like that type of voice. Like, I'm super smart, but some people don't think I am because I wear pink and I smile a lot. Except for Suze, it's I can beat ghosts up, force them to go to their afterlives while I wear high heels and miniskirts. What are you doing tonight? Somebody asks her that I did not write down who they are, so I guess it doesn't matter. Maybe it was Paul. Oh, nothing. Just having my soul exercised so I can roam around purgatory looking for the ghost of the dead cowboy who used to live in my bedroom. And we wrap it up with a neat little bow. Maria, the evil cousin, and her husband Hector are gone, back to where they came from, probably hell. Suze is back in her own body. Jesse is back in the mortal world. The priest is pissed because they like got chicken blood all over the floor in the church. The little kid is okay, and he's not scared of ghosts anymore, and he knows how to reach out to Suze and he needs help. But his big brother is there still, and he's still very annoying. And Paul, turns out, is a mediator. So he could have been helping his little brother the entire time. Or stopping Maria and Hector. But no, he was helping them.